Today I got something really special for you, a fretless with a maple fingerboard in golden round horn strings. What does it sound like? Let's find out. Hi, welcome to Bass the World. My name is Gregor Fries and today I'm accompanied by Lars Lehmann playing this, the Napoleon Deluxe 4-string fretless by Cortex bass. We reviewed one of their fretted 5 strings not too long ago, which was a stunning bass. Some people freaked out over this headstock or rather the tuner placement, but come on, do you really want the same stuff over and over again? I like when a brand tries something new that makes them unique, and look at the string alignment, it's all perfectly straight. Beautiful. Yes, you will crap into nothingness a few times before your brain is recalibrated to find the tuners without looking. So what? Grow up. Cortex basses are designed in Switzerland by Pierre Camilleri and built in France by Paul Leirath. Paul is also very well known from his other brand where he builds spectacular basses under his own name. The Napoleon Deluxe they sent me is an interesting example of their work, mainly because of the wood choice for the fingerboard, which is flamed maple. Most commonly you would either find a rosewood or an ebony fingerboard. Maple sounds very different, it's brighter and more dynamic and with that more funky. I used to have a mapleboard fretless similar to this and I loved it. It was my main bass in a jam band for years. If I played clean tones without any vibrato, you couldn't even tell it's a fretless, but as soon as the glissando came out, fretless. This one here doesn't do exactly the same thing, and that's because the fingerboard got an epoxy coating to protect the wood from being eaten alive by the strings over time, which is especially important when you use round one strings. These here are Aurora gold strings. I don't know if they chose them for their sound or if they simply want to match them to the gold hardware. Either way, they're fun. Now let's go through the woods and parts of the Napoleon Deluxe. The body is made from walnut, the red top is bolted maple and they're visually separated by a dark veneer. The flamed maple leg is also dyed red and a bolt-on design. The fingerboard has a compound radius that goes from 8 inches at the nut to a flat 18 inches where the 24th fret would be. And what's cool here, once you get up there it's still not over. There are a few higher notes you can play which are only interrupted by the little hole which is the access to the truss rod. For better orientation we have dots on the side but also partial lines. The tuners are Hipshot ultralights, the bridge is 4 single rider which Cortex loves to use and it's all gold, because why not? The pickup is a German Delano Times Square, which got a 3-way switch to get different coil combinations. The preamp is a 2-band from Glockenklang with a passive tone, once the bass is in passive mode. The coil switch is fine, but I don't think it's necessary. The first 2 positions sound almost exactly the same and the third one adds a lot of highs, something that this bass doesn't need. But take this with a grain of salt. This might not be a big deal in the studio, but on a live stage with a very different bass response in the room, these can suddenly be a game changer. So, good. The Napoleon has a 34-inch scale, a 19mm string spacing and a 40mm width at the nut. I think these are all the specs worth mentioning. So who would buy this bass? The more time I spend with it, the more I come to realize that the mapleboard isn't really a big deal here. Yes, this bass sounds brighter than most other fretless basses, but that's what we have an EQ for. You can easily boost some basses, tame some highs and make the sound like a normal fretless. The only difference left is a better articulation, which I very much enjoy. This bass never sounds muddy even if you take out all the highs. It sounds softer and smoother, yes, but that special tone definition is still there. This might also be caused by the strings, at least partially. And speaking of the strings, the D string is a bit of a dead spot. I mean, not literally dead. The sustain is shorter compared to the other strings, which could be caused by the strings, but that's the only flaw that I could find. Men and women and everyone in between and beyond, what a bass. I love how the neck feels, I love how light it is. Exactly 3.5 kilos, that's 7.7 pounds. I love how it seamlessly goes from warm organic fretless tones to modern cutting, also fretless tones. This is a versatile bass even with its single pickup, which leads me to the question I always ask myself, would I play it? The simple answer is yes, this is right up my alley. This is a fretless for all circumstances. It doesn't matter if you play pop or funk or a jazz gig, it can handle them all. Great job, Pierre and Paul. I will link their website in the video description below. Check it out. Here's a video of the fretted 5-string we had last year. Here's a fabulous bass short drop, and here's me saying bye. BassTheWorld.